you've earned your rest. After decades of hard work, early mornings, long commutes, and giving everything you had to your career and your family, you deserve to sit back, relax, and enjoy your retirement. But here's something most people don't talk about. Rest doesn't have to mean your income stops completely, and earning money doesn't have to mean going back to the grind you just escaped. What if I told you that right now, from the comfort of your favorite recliner, with a cup of coffee in hand and your feet up, you could be earning $25, $30, even $40 per hour? No boss, no commute, no physical labor, no special skills or certifications required. Just you, your life experience, your good judgment, and a few hours of your time whenever you feel like it. I'm not talking about get-rich-quick schemes. I'm not talking about cryptocurrency or day trading or anything that requires you to risk your savings. I'm talking about legitimate, quiet, dignified ways to earn extra income that respect your time, your comfort, and your intelligence. These are opportunities that companies actually need filled, and they're willing to pay well for people exactly like you, thoughtful, experienced adults with common sense and reliability. My name is Margaret, and I'm 68 years old. 3 years ago, I was feeling the pinch of retirement. My pension was enough to cover the basics, but there wasn't much left over for the little extras. Dinners out with friends, gifts for my grandchildren, a weekend trip now and then. I didn't want to go back to work in the traditional sense. My body wasn't up for standing all day or lifting boxes. But I also didn't want to just sit and watch my savings slowly drain away. That's when I discovered what I now call recliner income. Little opportunities here and there that I could do from home, on my own schedule, without breaking a sweat or stressing myself out. In the past 3 years, I've earned over $42,000 doing things that most people have never even heard of. Reading books and getting paid for it, serving on mock juries from my living room, testing websites while I sip my tea, reviewing legal documents, participating in research studies, all from my recliner. And the best part? It doesn't feel like work. It feels like I'm being paid to do things I'd probably do anyway. Read, think, share my opinion, use my computer. If you've been looking for ways to add a little cushion to your retirement income without sacrificing your comfort, your dignity, or your freedom, then settle in, because what I'm about to share with you could change the way you think about earning money in retirement. Let me start with one of my absolute favorites, something that sounds almost too good to be true, but I promise you it's completely legitimate. It's called online mock juries, and it's one of the most fascinating and rewarding things I've ever done. Here's how it works. Lawyers, before they take a case to trial, want to test their arguments. They want to see how real people react to the evidence, the witnesses, the strategies they're planning to use. So they hire companies that recruit everyday citizens to serve as mock jurors. You sit at home, watch video presentations, or read case materials, and then you provide your honest feedback. What did you think of the plaintiff's argument? Did the defendant seem credible? What would your verdict be? How much would you award in damages, if any? It's exactly like serving on a real jury, except you're doing it from your living room and you're getting paid for your time. The pay varies depending on the length and complexity of the case, but most mock jury sessions pay between $20 and $60, and they typically last 1 to 3 hours. Some more complex cases can pay $100 to $200 for a longer session. I've done cases about car accidents, contract disputes, medical malpractice, product liability, you name it. Each one is different, and each one is genuinely interesting. The companies that run these services include eJury, Online Verdict, JuryTust, and Trial Juries. You sign up on their websites, provide some basic demographic information, and then you wait to be notified when a case matches your profile. When a case comes in, you review it on your own time. There's no pressure, no deadlines looming over you. You submit your feedback, and within a few weeks, you receive payment, usually by check or PayPal. Now, you're not going to get rich doing this. You might only qualify for 1 or 2 cases per month, depending on where you live and what types of cases are being tested in your area. But that's still $40 to $120 for just a few hours of your time. Over a year, that's $500 to $1,500, and honestly, it's some of the most interesting money I've ever earned. You feel like you're contributing to the justice system, using your judgment and your life experience in a meaningful way. Here's another opportunity that I absolutely love, and it's perfect if you enjoy reading. There are companies that will pay you to read books, listen to audiobooks, and provide feedback. I'm not talking about book reviews on Amazon, though you can do that too. I'm talking about legitimate paid opportunities where publishers, authors, and audiobook producers need readers to evaluate their content before it's released to the public. One of the best platforms for this is ACX, which is Amazon's audiobook creation exchange. Audiobook narrators and producers need people to listen to their recordings and catch errors, mispronunciations, skipped words, audio glitches, pacing issues. You listen to the audiobook, mark any problems you notice, and submit your report. Some narrators will pay you directly, others will give you a free copy of the audiobook in exchange for your time and feedback. But if you negotiate up front, you can earn $50 to $150 per book, depending on the length. There's also a service called Online Book Club, where you can get paid to read books. They pay around $5 to $60 per review, depending on the book and the depth of the review they're looking for. It's not a fortune, but if you're someone who reads 2 or 3 books a month anyway, why not get paid for it? Another option is becoming a beta reader or a sensitivity reader. Authors, especially independent authors, need feedback on their manuscripts before they publish. They'll pay you to read their book and provide honest feedback on the plot, the characters, the pacing, anything that stood out to you. Beta readers typically earn $50 to $200 per manuscript, depending on the length and the author's budget. You can find these opportunities on websites like Readsy, Upwork, or even in Facebook groups dedicated to writers and beta readers. And if you're someone who loves audiobooks specifically, there's a company called Findaway Voices that also connects listeners with audiobook producers who need quality checks. It's the same idea. You listen, you catch mistakes, you get paid. I've done 3 audiobook reviews in the past year and earned $320 total. That paid for a lovely dinner out with my husband and a new pair of shoes I'd been eyeing. Now let me tell you about something called user testing. And this one is an absolute goldmine if you're comfortable using a computer or a smartphone. Companies are constantly developing new websites, apps, and digital products, and they need real people to test them out before they launch. They want to know, is this easy to use? Is it confusing? What did you like? What frustrated you? And they'll pay you very well for 15 to 30 minutes of your time. The most popular platform for this is usertesting.com. You sign up, take a quick sample test to show that you can follow instructions and speak clearly, and then you start receiving test opportunities. Each test typically pays $10 for a 20-minute session. That works out to $30 per hour. Some tests are shorter and pay $4 to $5. Some are longer or more involved and pay $30 to $60. You're usually asked to visit a website or use an app, complete certain tasks like finding a product or signing up for a service, and talk out loud about your experience as you go. Your screen and your voice are recorded, so the company can see exactly what you did and hear your thoughts. Other great platforms for user testing include Userlytics, TryMyUI, Validately, and Respondent.io. Respondent is particularly interesting because they focus on more specialized research studies, and the pay is significantly higher, sometimes $100 to $200 for an hour-long session. I did a study about online banking experiences for people over 60, and I was paid $125 for 45 minutes of my time. All I did was answer questions about how I use my bank's website and what features I found helpful or confusing. The key with user testing is to be honest and thorough. They don't want you to sugarcoat anything. If something is confusing or frustrating, say so. That's exactly what they're paying you for. And because these tests are done entirely online, on your own schedule, you can do them whenever it's convenient. Morning, afternoon, evening, it doesn't matter. I typically do 2 to 3 user tests per week, and that brings in an extra $80 to $120 per month. It's not life-changing money, but it's certainly nice to have. And the tasks themselves are easy. I'm not a tech expert by any means. I'm just a regular person who can navigate a website and share my thoughts. That's all they need. Here's another opportunity that surprised me with how simple and how well it pays: participating in online focus groups and research studies. Market research companies are constantly looking for opinions from people in specific demographics, and retirees are actually a highly sought-after group. Companies want to know what you think about products, services, healthcare, travel, technology, food, entertainment, everything. Websites like Respondent.io, user interviews, and focusgroup.com connect you with these paid research opportunities. Most studies pay between $50 and $200 per session, and sessions typically last 30 minutes to an hour. Some are done over video call, some are done through online surveys, some are done via phone. You choose what you're comfortable with. I participated in a study about retirement communities and what features are most important to seniors. It was a 45-minute video call with a researcher, and I was paid $150. Another time, I joined a focus group about grocery shopping habits for people over 65. That was $100 for an hour of my time. All I did was share my honest opinions and experiences. The reason these pay so well is that your perspective is valuable. Companies are making billion-dollar decisions about products and services, and they need input from real people like you to make sure they're on the right track. Your age, your life experience, your consumer habits, all of that is exactly what they're looking for. Now, signing up for these platforms is free, but you do need to be patient. You won't qualify for every study. They're looking for very specific demographics, and sometimes you'll apply for a study and not be selected. But if you sign up for multiple platforms, Respondent, user interviews, focus group, even Google's user experience research, you'll increase your chances of getting selected regularly. Let me share another quiet income stream that's perfect for people with a good eye for detail: proofreading and editing. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm not an English teacher, I don't have a degree in writing, and that's okay. You don't need one. If you can read carefully, spot typos, notice grammatical errors, and catch inconsistencies, you can get paid to proofread. There are students, bloggers, small business owners, authors, and professionals who need someone to review their work before they submit it, publish it, or send it to clients, and they're willing to pay for that peace of mind. Proofreading rates vary, but many proofreaders charge $20 to $40 per hour, or they charge per word or per page. A typical 10-page document might earn you $50 to $100, and it might only take you an hour or two to complete. You can find proofreading work on websites like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, and even Craigslist. You can also reach out directly to self-published authors, bloggers, or small businesses in your area and offer your services. I have a friend who proofreads student essays and college application materials. She charges $3 per page, and during busy times of the year, like college application season, she can easily earn $500 to $800 per month working just a few hours a week. There's also a company called Scribendi that hires freelance proofreaders and editors. They require you to take a test to demonstrate your skills, but once you're accepted, you can choose your own hours and work as much or as little as you want. Another option is Polished Paper, which hires proofreaders specifically for academic work. If you enjoy reading and you have a good grasp of grammar and punctuation, this is a wonderful way to earn extra income from home. It's quiet, it's flexible, and it pays quite well for the amount of effort involved. Now, here's one that I've done several times, and it always feels a little bit like getting paid to have a conversation: telephone mystery shopping. You've probably heard of mystery shopping, where people visit stores and evaluate the customer service experience, but telephone mystery shopping is even easier because you never have to leave your house. Companies hire mystery shoppers to call their customer service lines, their sales departments, or their support teams and evaluate the experience. Were you greeted politely? Did the representative answer your questions? How long were you on hold? Was the call professional and helpful? You make the call, take notes, and submit a report. Each call typically pays $8 to $20, and most calls last 10 to 15 minutes. Some companies also hire people to make test calls to doctors' offices, dental clinics, or other healthcare providers to evaluate how they handle appointment scheduling. These calls pay similarly, $10 to $25 per call. It's simple, straightforward work, and it can be done entirely from your home phone or cell phone. MarketForce, Bestmark, and Secret Shopper are three of the largest mystery shopping companies, and they all offer telephone mystery shopping opportunities. You sign up, complete a few training modules, and then you start receiving assignments. I do about 2 to 3 telephone shops per month, and that brings in an extra $40 to $60. Not a huge amount, but it's easy money for very little effort.
Another opportunity that's gaining popularity is participating in online tutoring or mentoring, but not in the traditional sense. You don't need to teach algebra or write lesson plans. There are platforms that connect retirees with students or young professionals who simply want to have conversations with older adults, to practice English, to get life advice, to learn about history from someone who lived through it, or to improve their communication skills. One platform is called Cambly, and it's designed for people who want to practice speaking English. You don't need to be a certified teacher, you just need to be a native English speaker who can hold a conversation. You video chat with students from around the world, talk about whatever topics they're interested in, and you get paid $10.20 per hour. You set your own schedule, and you can log on for as little as 10 minutes or as long as several hours. There's also a platform called Growing Leaders, where retirees are matched with young professionals who want mentorship and guidance. You meet over video call once or twice a month, share your wisdom and experience, and provide support. Some mentors charge $30 to $100 per session, depending on their background and the mentee's needs. I've done a few sessions on Cambly, and I have to tell you, it's one of the most rewarding things I've done in retirement. I've spoken with students from Japan, Brazil, Turkey, and Colombia. We talk about everything: cooking, travel, family, hobbies. They improve their English, and I get to learn about their cultures, and I get paid for it. It's a beautiful exchange. Here's another one that pays surprisingly well and requires zero special skills: participating in paid online surveys and research panels. Now, I know surveys have a bad reputation. People think they're a waste of time, that they only pay pennies, and some of them do. But if you focus on the legitimate, higher-paying survey companies and research panels, you can actually earn $50 to $150 per month with just a few hours of effort. The key is to sign up for multiple platforms and to focus on the ones that pay the best. Some of my favorites are Swagbucks, Survey Junkie, Pinecone Research, and Ipsos Say. Pinecone Research is particularly good because they pay $3 per survey, and surveys usually only take 10 to 15 minutes. That works out to about $12 to $18 per hour. There are also medical research panels that pay significantly more if you have certain health conditions or experiences. Rare Patient Voice, for example, pays $50 to $150 per survey or study if you qualify. They're looking for people with specific medical histories to provide feedback on treatments, medications, or healthcare experiences. I participated in one study about arthritis management and was paid $75 for a 30-minute phone interview. Surveys won't make you rich, but they're perfect for filling small pockets of time, waiting for an appointment, watching TV in the evening, or just relaxing with a cup of tea. I treat it like finding money in the couch cushions. It adds up over time, and every little bit helps. Let me also mention something that's perfect if you have any hobbies or collections: selling your knowledge or your items online. And I'm not talking about a yard sale or setting up an eBay store, though those are options too. I'm talking about quieter, easier ways to turn what you already know or what you already own into income. For example, if you have old books, vintage items, collectibles, or antiques, you can sell them on websites like Declutter, ThreadUp, or even Facebook Marketplace. But here's the easier option. There are companies that will buy your items directly. Declutter, for instance, will buy your used books, DVDs, CDs, and electronics. You scan the barcode with their app, they give you an instant price quote, and if you accept, you ship the items for free and get paid within a few days. If you have vintage or collectible items, there are online consignment shops like Everything But the House or Cherish that will sell your items for you and take a percentage of the sale. You don't have to do any of the marketing or shipping. They handle everything. And if you're knowledgeable about a particular topic, gardening, cooking, history, crafts, whatever, you can create a simple guide or ebook and sell it on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. You don't need to write a 300-page book. A 20 to 30-page guide on how to grow tomatoes, or how to organize your home, or how to plan a retirement party can sell for $2.99 to $4.99. If even just 10 people per month buy your guide, that's $30 to $50 in passive income every month, and you only had to write it once. I wrote a short guide about planning affordable vacations for retirees, and it's been selling steadily for 2 years now. I make about $40 per month from it. It took me 2 weekends to write, and now it just generates income while I do other things. Now, let me be honest with you. None of these opportunities are going to replace a full-time salary. You're not going to retire early and live off mock jury payments or audiobook reviews. But that's not the point. The point is that these small, quiet, flexible income streams can add up to something meaningful. If you do a few mock juries, a couple of user tests, some proofreading work, and participate in a research study or two each month, you could realistically bring in an extra $300 to $600 per month. Over a year, that's $3,600 to $7,200. Think about what that could mean for you. An extra vacation, a new car, paying off a credit card, helping your grandchildren with college, building a cushion in your savings account, feeling a little less stressed about money every month. That's what recliner income has done for me. It's given me breathing room, it's given me options, and most importantly, it's given me peace of mind. The beauty of these opportunities is that they respect who you are and where you are in life. You're not being asked to stand on your feet all day. You're not being asked to lift heavy boxes or deal with difficult customers. You're not being asked to go back to the grind. You're being asked to use your brain, your judgment, your experience, and your time in ways that are comfortable, dignified, and actually interesting. So, here's what I want you to do. Pick 1 or 2 of these ideas that sound appealing to you. Don't try to do everything at once. Just start with 1. Sign up for user testing, or register with eJury, or explore Cambly. Give it a try for a month and see what happens. You might be surprised at how easy it is, how much you enjoy it, and how nice it feels to have that extra money coming in. You've worked hard your entire life. You've earned your rest. But rest doesn't have to mean your value stops or your income disappears. You have skills, wisdom, and experience that the world still needs and is willing to pay for. And the best part? You can share those gifts from the comfort of your favorite chair on your own time at your own pace. Make $30 an hour from your recliner. No boss, no commute, no stress. Just you, your time, and opportunities that respect everything you've earned. It's possible, it's legitimate, and it's waiting for you right now.